Welcome back to Court TV Live. Let's turn our attention now to New York City. The update on the federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs happens right now. The music mogul has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. This was a heavy indictment against the hip-hop mogul, and if he's convicted on all counts, he could face up to life in prison. There are no cameras allowed inside of a federal courtroom, but we have the next best thing. Let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft, who has been in and out of that courthouse today. Kelly, what is the latest of what's happening there?
Well, hi there, Julia. So right now, cross-examination of a man by the name of Derek Ferguson is taking place. So he is the former chief financial officer of Combs Enterprises. So under cross, what defense counsel is trying to do is establish that Combs meant well, that he was running a business that was good for the community. So what we're hearing from Mr. Ferguson is that he wanted to come work for Combs because he wanted to do good for the Bronx. That's where he was from. That's also where Sean Diddy Combs was being around and wanting to help people in that community, hiring young executives to come to the table and really give them an opportunity. That's what we're hearing on the cross-examination. Now, on direct, the federal prosecutors got out some important testimony because through Ferguson is how they've been able to put forth some financial records. One of those key financial records is the $20,000 wire transfer from Cassie Ventura's family to Sean Combs. So if everyone can remember back, Sean Combs had requested money from Cassie Ventura's family because he found out that she was seeing Kid Cudi. He didn't like that. He became insanely jealous. And so what did he do? He demanded money from the Venturas, saying, I spent all of this money on your daughter. You need to pay me back from that. So December 14th, a $20,000 payment, a wire transfer, was sent to Combs. So he had requested this money. So then there was another wire transfer in which they then gave Combs then gave back the money to Cassie Ventura's family. So initially, I'm reading that full screen from here, from out in the field, and I might not be able to see it clearly. So how this really worked is that Sean had requested the money. Cassie Ventura's parents took out money from their home, sent it to Sean, and then he ended up sending the money back to them. But this all stemmed from her relationship with Kid Cudi and him becoming jealous of that and demanding from the Venturas that they pay him for all the money that he had spent on his daughter. So big testimony from Derek Ferguson this morning and this afternoon, Julia, in regard to just establishing these wire transfers, following the money, like you always do here.
So much of this is full circle because you've been telling us about this finance witness on the stand who's able to talk about the money in different ways and the payoff for the video. But to remember what we heard in Cassie Ventura's testimony and her mother's testimony, it's all being laid out for this jury. There was another witness on the stand today who's really important to the prosecution's case. Tell us about their testimony.
Julia, his name is Eddie Garcia, and a lot of people, when you chat with them, they're saying that he was actually their favorite witness so far, which is interesting. But what was he talking about? He was talking about that video that we have seen from inside the Intercontinental Hotel. There you see Mr. Garcia. This is when he was departing from court actually yesterday. So he was called to the stand yesterday. He invoked the Fifth, and so he was granted immunity in exchange for his truthful testimony. He now took the stand this morning. So we're taking a look at some still shots from inside the Intercontinental Hotel where Garcia worked as a security officer. So these are stills from that video of Sean Combs beating Cassie Ventura. Well, eventually, Sean Combs, through his assistant, a woman that goes by the name KK, her name is Christina Coram, she contacted Eddie Garcia at the Intercontinental Hotel asking about this videotape. You're looking at Christina right there. We heard a lot about her today. She contacted him wanting to know about the video. He told her it was bad. We have some full screens we can put up for you. So Eddie Garcia, the former hotel security officer, testified that one of Combs' assistants called him, and we're talking about KK here, asking him for a copy of that 2016 beating video. He said he told her off the record, It's bad, referring to that video. Combs then got on the phone and said if this got out, it could end up ruining him. So we have another full screen we can put up for you. This is in regard to a non-disclosure agreement. Eventually, Garcia does give Combs that video. So Garcia deleted all texts relating to the transaction because he didn't want to be involved. Garcia concealed his involvement when law enforcement first contacted him. This was back in 2024. We also have another full screen that we can put up for you in which we're talking about the non-disclosure agreement and that immunity order I mentioned. So per an immunity order signed by the judge, Garcia will not be prosecuted for any offenses to which he testifies in exchange for his truthful testimony. But talking about that non-disclosure agreement, so what happened here, Julia, is that Garcia then was forced by Sean to sign a non-disclosure agreement saying he wouldn't talk about this. He ends up meeting with Sean in a condo in a high-rise out in Los Angeles to make the exchange of this video. Sean Combs brought a money counter, and then they were counting out all of this money. He was describing this on the stand in great detail. Garcia said he was concerned about Cassie Ventura and wanting to make sure she wasn't going to be pressing any charges. Sean then FaceTimes Cassie, so Eddie Garcia is able to get on the phone with her and make sure she's not going to be pressing any charges because he didn't want to have law enforcement be involved in anything. So he accepts the money from Sean Combs then. Sean Combs thinking this is the only video that exists, but as we all know now, it was not, because all of us have seen this video and it got out there, Julia.
The non-disclosure agreement doesn't mean a thing inside of that federal criminal courthouse. Kelly Craft, thank you so much for giving us all the latest. We'll let you get back into the courthouse now. And just a reminder, tune in tomorrow night because we are doing a deep dive at 9 p.m., a special report on Diddy. So live from New York, that's tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Vinnie Politan Investigates. You don't want to miss it. Get all these details, see what the case is against Diddy to this point. We've only got a couple of weeks left in the prosecution's case.